Alright, this is the Galaxy S23 Plus, the phone I have been daily driving and waking up to for about 9 months now.
Hi there. It's currently 6:35 a.m. with a current temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Today's low is 74 degrees and the high is 81 degrees. It's going to be a rainy day. And now, here are today's top headlines provided by Google.
So here is my long-term review that should help you decide if you should still consider getting the Galaxy S23 Plus or stick with it. Every time I pick up my Galaxy S23 Plus, I always get amazed by how good it still looks and felt like. The design actually aged really well as an old flagship. I have mine in this phantom black color, which I've never felt bored of, and it just looks really good and premium. Honestly, Samsung knows how to make good looking black phones. The size of the Galaxy S23 Plus is the best balance between a phone being too big or small, because at 6.6 inch it's actually a comfortable big phone to use, especially if you have small size and like I do. The build quality of the Galaxy S23 Plus is solid and has held up really well. It has a glossy armor aluminum frame with a matte back glass that handles fingerprint really great, and the corners of the frame are slightly rounded, so with or without a case I don't get any discomfort while using it. When it comes to wear and tear, so far the Galaxy S23 Plus has handled that pretty well, because I haven't had much scratches on the frame, just some little microchips that aren't noticeable. And the rear back glass also got no scratch or cracks despite dropping it a lot of times, which is why I always go for flagship phones, because they are built with premium materials to handle wear and tear in the long run, since they don't have to cost cut on the build quality because of the pricing, unlike newer budget phones. That's why most flagship like the S23 Plus are still more premium and durable than most newer budget phones today. So the Galaxy S23 Plus still has a flagship quality display. At 6.6 inch, it has a 1080p dynamic AMOLED display with up to 120Hz refresh rate, which still looks great and pops every single time I watch content on it. I have mine set to natural instead of vivid, because as a creator, I would prefer my display to be as color accurate as possible. But with that, content still looks nice and sharp, which I'm not surprised by, since Samsung has always been known to have one of the best display on a smartphone. Anytime I turn on this display, the thin symmetrical bezels just makes me forget this is an old flagship. It makes the phone look premium every single time. Combining that to the tiny punch hole, watching stuffs on this phone looks so immersive with almost no distractions. Even I forget that the punch will exist most times until I look for it. Also, I have no issues with how bright it gets. Yeah, I know it is not as bright or has any anti-reflective coating like most flagship phones today, but it is actually still bright enough and has handled my outdoor usage really well without dimming the display aggressively. It has the Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on both the display and the rear glass. Not surprised that it has held up really great, even though I have a screen protector installed. I have dropped it face flat multiple times and the display hasn't cracked or down me. Under the display, it has an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, which I prefer over the face unlock because of how secure, convenient and quicker it is. So I just choose to use that only while I have face unlock disabled. I have updated this phone a lot, from security patches to major updates, and I haven't had any green lines or display issues after the updates, with no OLED burning so far. So yeah, this phone has been good to me since I started using it. I also want to note that I didn't get this phone brand new or refurbished. I got it as a used phone and didn't know how much it has been used before me since it was released. But considering nothing has been replaced or refurbished, yet it still looks and performs great, really shows how well it is handling aging despite being my main. So it is holding up pretty well for its age. The performance of the Galaxy S23 Plus is still actually solid, and that's the most reason why I consider it one of the best value old flagship to go for. It rocks the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy processor, and it is the first series from Samsung to get the custom for Galaxy Snapdragon chipset, which means it is clocked higher than the standard Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset other non-Samsung smartphones used. As a heavy user, I have run this phone through multitasking, heavy and light tasks, and it has always handled it better than I expected, like video editing, gaming, and my other day-to-day tasks. Keep in mind that the Galaxy S23 Plus still can play most games at the best settings available, just like most newer flagships. It supports up to 120 FPS on Fortnite, Call of Duty, and runs other games really well at the highest settings they offer. The Galaxy S23 Plus has a vapor chamber for cooling, so it doesn't randomly overheat when you push its limits. And when that happens, it cools down really quick once I leave it to cool after the heavy tasks I was running. I have not had much apps crash or close on me, even when it is heating up. So yeah, the processor is still actually performing great. Base storage of the Galaxy S23 Plus starts at 256GB with UFS 4.0 support. It is the first Plus series to ditch the 128GB as base storage, which means wherever you are buying this from, you will be getting 256GB as base storage, which makes it much more valuable for the price you can get this for as a Note flagship. RAM management has been okay with the 8 GB of RAM it has kept apps open and running fine in the background. The times I notice it closing out some app in the background is to make sure the demanding app I am running runs smoothly. I have the RAM Plus feature turned off. Since this is a flagship, I find it a gimmick since it does not need the feature to keep most apps open and running fine in the background. The Galaxy S23 Plus supports up to 5G millimeter wave depending on the region, but globally it supports sub-6 5G. So mine has a physical SIM slot with eSIM support, but I choose to use a physical SIM since it is easier to switch between devices as a tech reviewer. But when it comes to cellular usage, it has been really good with good cellular reception. Internet connection and call quality has been good and stable with no issues with call droppings. Also, it supports up to Wi-Fi 6E standard. Cameras on the Galaxy S23 Plus are still okay for most use cases like taking pictures and videos that looks good. It has a 50 megapixel main camera, which I've taken a lot of pictures with and has been my second most used camera. It has been really good at taking detailed pictures with nice dynamic range. It has a 10 megapixel telephoto and has been my most used one of the 3 cameras because I enjoy taking zoom shots a lot. It can zoom all the way to 30 times, but I choose to stick within 10 to 15x for the best details and great edge detection when taking portrait shots. Lastly, it has a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, which I use the least but always come handy whenever I have a use case for it. The ultra wide camera does not have autofocus for macro, so it can't take macro shots like most flagships today. Cameras on this phone has produced a lot of great pictures without having to tweak much or trying to be a pro, but you can choose to take it further like I did with the Expert Raw app, which gives you pro controls on the cameras so you can tune and tweak it to get the best results. With the Expert Raw camera app, you can shoot in high resolution raw 50 megapixel, but it will have a large file size compared to the stock camera, but you just have more details to work with and edit it to your taste. The Galaxy S23 Plus has always given a good result in good lighting. It can shoot in HDR10 plus, 8K 30fps, 4K 60fps, and portrait mode in 4K 30fps. Alright, so here is a portrait video test of the Galaxy S23 Plus recorded in 4K 30 frames per second. So how is the edge detection picking me up? And also, how is the microphone quality because I'm outdoors, so how does it handle my voice and the background noise? And what do you guys think about the stabilization because it's recorded handheld? Stock video always come out great, but whenever you want to take it to another level, if you know what you're doing, the Pro Mode feature on the Galaxy S23 Plus is really great because it gives you professional controls over the video you get, which sometimes if you know what you're doing, you get better results than the stock camera. So the selfie camera, which I almost forgot about because I barely use it. It has a tiny 12 megapixel sensor, which is pretty good in good lighting for most use cases like video calls and those random selfies. But whenever I take it out of good light, it just get grainy really fast. Taking pictures in low light, the Galaxy S23 Plus handles that okay, but in an extreme low light, you have to switch to night mode and bump up the exposure time to get the best results. Videos in low light on the Galaxy S23 Plus could be better because it is not the best. It gets grains real quick when it starts to get dark. But yeah, if you want to actually take good videos, you have to be in good lighting or use the flash. If you are wondering how well the camera performs in social media apps, since I have gotten it, it has been improving and getting better optimized. For example, Snapchat now utilizes all the cameras on the Galaxy S23 Plus and also has the stock-like processing. So whenever you take a picture between 10 to 30 times zoom, it applies the stock-like processing. It has been good and it will be getting better with updates. The cameras on the Galaxy S23 Plus are very okay and also still takes great pictures and videos till date. The battery life of the Galaxy S23 Plus has been pretty decent and hasn't aged much considering it's an old flagship. On paper, it has a 4700 mAh battery, but I get above 5 hours screen on time on every usage without using any battery saving tactics. That's how efficient the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 for Galaxy is. And on normal usage, I pretty much end the day with some few percentage left. The standby time is also really good. I barely lose battery when I leave it on idle for hours. But when I'm low on battery, the Galaxy S23 Plus can recharge real quick. It supports up to 45 watts super fast charge 2.0, but I choose to stick with the 25 watts and it can charge my phone from 0 to 100% in 90 minutes. Considering that I barely charge overnight, so whenever I wake up in the morning, I put it on charge, get ready, and before I'll be done, it would have been fully charged, even with the 25 watts charger. So yeah, it's not the fastest compared to most flagship right now, but it's pretty fast enough, especially if you have the 45 watts charger. But to prolong my battery health, I mostly choose to charge to 80%, which takes about 40 minutes with the 25 watts charger, but only choose to charge to 100% when I know I have a full day ahead without having to be around the charger. If you're a person that will prefer to charge overnight, then you don't have to worry much because the Galaxy S23 Plus is smart enough to learn your usage pattern. So when you drop it to charge, it won't charge to full till you're about to wake. If that's really important to you, then you don't have to worry much because it won't really damage or affect your battery health. It also supports wireless charging at 15 watts with no MagSafe support or G2 standard as most flagship today. But if MagSafe is a priority to you, you can get a MagSafe case to get around that, just like mine. Personally, I haven't used wireless charging that much since I find wired charging more convenient. It also has some more charging features which can come handy, like reverse wireless charging, which can be used to charge your wireless buds, your smartwatch, and also your friend's phone during emergency. It also supports pass-through recharging, which can come handy for most gamers. It is turned off by default, so to enable this, you have to go to the Game Up app and turn it on. To use this feature, you have to have the genuine 25 watt or 45 watt Samsung charger or any charger that triggers super fast charging. What this feature does is that whenever you are gaming and you are plugged in, it bypasses the phone from recharging the battery and powers the phone directly. So that reduces the battery from wearing out and also the phone from overheating. And if you care a lot about haptics and vibration, the haptics on the Galaxy S23 Plus are flagship level. I have no complaint about them. They feel great, and also the speakers on the Galaxy S23 Plus sound good with enough bass with no distortion at high volume. Here is a speaker test on how they sound.
It is worth noting, however, that Samsung does give out one free inner top layer replacement in the first 12 months if your inner layer gets scratched or starts peeling.
So let me know what you guys think about the sound quality. Samsung gave the Galaxy S23 Plus 4 years of update policy with 5 years of security patch. I experienced mine with One UI 6 and One UI 7. It will get One UI 8, One UI 9. Then after then, it won't get software update anymore, just security patches. By then, it should still be performing well because the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy on this phone is a beast. With every update, this phone always gets better. When One UI 7 dropped, it got the Galaxy AI features, which it does not have before. And with Galaxy AI features, I enjoy most of the features that I use, even though I don't use all. I enjoy using Circle to Search, the generative edit, which blows my mind every single time I use it, the note assist feature, the Samsung keyboard features, and a lot more. I still get monthly security patches on this phone, which might come late once in a while, but it improves performance with bug fixes, gets better battery life, or worse once in a while. But I haven't had major issues caused by security patches or major software updates. With that being said, here is my conclusion based on my experience. It has held up pretty well and it keeps getting better with every single update, which adds improvements that adds up over time. And when it comes to the value it offers, from having 256 gig of base storage, Galaxy AI, running great software, IP68, and many more features, and also considering that it comes with Snapdragon globally, which performs and is better optimized than most mid-range phones today, which makes this a better value. If you're on a budget and this phone is within your budget, let me know if this video is helpful to help you decide if you should go for it or not. And if you currently own one, let me know down in the comment section what you think about it, and are you planning on upgrading or still sticking with it? Even after the software support ends, to still perform for years to come. And let's be real, the Galaxy S23 Plus can also get the 7 years of software support, but Samsung choose not just to give it, even though it can perform as long. Let me know what you guys think about the Galaxy S23 Plus, and if you have any question about them, you can drop them down in the comment section. If you find this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I am Mujib, this is MAiNLiDAR, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Peace.